Ninja and Flannel. Today we've got something pretty cool. Got my regular electronic Walker Ear Pro, the Walker Razor, and what I've got on it is a radio. This is from Hookazor. They sent this out to the channel for free for me to try out. Big thank you to them for that. You can find these on Amazon. I'll throw a link in the description of where you can find these to try them for yourself. Now, on Amazon, these are actually quite affordable. Now, the problem with affordable things is sometimes things are just cheap and sometimes they are affordable and functioning. So my goal with these was to figure out if this was actually something that would work or if it was just one of those items you buy, realize doesn't work, and have to throw it away. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, and we'll get right into the testing I did and how it performed for me. Here we go. All right, we're gonna go over some of the basic specs and details before we talk about the quality of each of these things. You have a push to talk, you have voice activated talk, you have 22 channels, 99 sub channels, you both have privacy and priority channels. On top of that, you have a 48 to 72 hour working time and 120 hour suspended time, which is pretty cool. Up to 3 miles in direct line of sight. It says 1 mile in city or up to 86 foot in height. For me, we did a different test with that, which we'll talk about later in the video of how the range of this operated. Moving on. So moving forward into some more detailed points about this. So installation, very simple. It simply hooks over the top of your Ear Pro like so. Spring-loaded clip on the bottom. You just give it a good push. Get the wire out of the way. And snap. She's on. Take your wire, pull the little cover off of your port on your Ear Pro. Insert. That's it. She's installed. So installation, very easy. You want to take it off and put it on. It's nice that it's that simple. Downside, it doesn't quite work if you have your walkers modified to go on a helmet, because the helmet bracket usually covers this portion. So at least the helmet bracket I have wouldn't work. I would need to get something that uses this similar design. Keep that in mind if you have a helmet setup similar to mine, as you'll see in other videos. Now, once it's in, it's pretty simple to do. You just hold your power button, it turns it on. Now, once you're on, we'll go into some of the more fine details about channels. I briefly talked about the type of channels. In a finer detail, you've got 22 standard channels, 99 sub-channels, 99 priority channels, and then we go on to the other things such as voice activated. Now, voice activated, that's the next thing to talk about. It does work quite well. However, there's a slight delay. So when you start speaking, what we were doing is we were counting from 1 to 10. It usually takes exactly 1 second for it to activate, because you would always just hear them say 2. That's how we gauged it. So it's about a 1 second delay to start activating. So you almost need to say like transmitting and then start talking or something like that. And then when you're done talking, that one's a little funny, because if there's any noise around you, it kind of wants to keep listening, in turn muting the other person. So voice activated does work, but the slight delay, it kind of makes it not super smooth, but it does work. I'll give them that. But if you're going to plan on using this strictly for that, it is not ideal. However, the push to talk is the next option, which is very nice, and you can actually still use push to talk while using voice activated. It's a nice rubbery button right down here. So when it's on your head like so, just bring your thumb up, push and squeeze a little bit, talk, and then let go. Now that works quite well. However, you may not have your hands available with what you're doing, so keep that in mind. Now, I will say the button is rubber coated, so you can still feel the little grippiness if you're wearing gloves and whatnot, and it seems to be pretty waterproof from what I can tell. Battery life I've actually not had any issues with it. I haven't run it for the length of time it claims it will last for, but I haven't seen the bars go down very much at all since I've been testing it. And it only runs on 3 AAAs. So pretty nice. It's a standard battery, nothing weird, no problems or complaints there. Now, the volume control, once you're all set up and out of the fine settings, because when you get in here, I'll turn it on. When you fire it up, it just shows your channel. And when you're not in any other menus, that's when you can adjust your sound. You'll see the little bars on the side. If you want to get into the other settings, you start tapping your power button. It will go to sub channels. It will go to privacy channels. Go into voice control, and then back to regular. So if you want to adjust your sound, just don't go into any of the settings. Just use the up and down right off the bat, which is nice. You can adjust it on the fly. If things are louder or quieter, you just reach up and down with these 2 easy to feel buttons, and you're good to go. Sound quality now. Now, sound quality, I was pleasantly surprised with. I turned it all the way up because usually you seem to be able to tell how terrible something sounds or hear all the imperfections if it's on full blast. Other than blowing my eardrums out pretty good, the full blast did not bother me a bit. So it was pretty good. You didn't get a lot of static, a lot of scratchiness. I would say the volume is very clear. Now, something to note is that Walker makes their own version of these. I think they're about twice as expensive. But if you want to save a little bit of money, you can pick up these guys, try them out for yourself. I have actually not tried the Walker ones, believe it or not. I should try that to compare. It might be a little more relevant. But these are twice as cheap as the Walker ones, and they work pretty well so far, especially if you're not going into full combat or anything like that, which is highly unlikely if you're watching my channel. So check these out. I'll have a link in the description. Like I said before, they're actually very nice, and I'll be using them for a little while, testing them more and more. I'll make an update video if anything goes wrong with them. If you don't see an update, nothing has gone wrong. Farewell.